John Henderson Pierre. I had a froze moment there. The beer ramble back with Beck's Premiere Lights 2.3. Yes, folks, 2.3% alcohol by volume. Now, this is light as it gets. Introduced in 2005, of course, the popularity of the other Beck's beer, the Pilsner, which is 5%. So, I don't have my can opener, so I'll get a little bit closer with the camera here. Sorry about that. There, you see me? Anyway, excuse me 1 second. I'll stop doing that. Hurts like hell. Anyway, 2.3. Doesn't really get a good score. Beer Advocate or the Bros. Rate Beer gave it on 2 out of something, I think it was, but I don't really look at Rate Beer's listings or their reviews. But as you can see, what the beer looks like, very light, very, very light. Not much really ahead. A little bit of fizz on top, but this looks like almost like ginger ale, really like water. So onto the scent. It has the scent of your regular, as your typical Euro lager, similar to the Beck's brand. There's earth notes in there, very like fresh weeds. Some hops. It smells your standard like the Beck's original Beck's Pilsner. So light onto the taste. I saw it at the store for $1.75. I said I had to try it to see what it is, but I mean, you want to talk about really light beers. This is like light as you get. It's almost like a non-alcoholic beer. I mean, if you like beer without the alcohol, this might be it for you. Forget the O'Douls or the Sharps. Try this. What was that beer that was very popular? People were drinking the Miller 64. I didn't care for that. Um, you had and then you had the Bud Light, Bud Select 55. Not the Budweiser Select, but the Budweiser 55, which was like 55 calorie beer, and that was trash too. I mean, it was like water. I mean, just basically what it is. It doesn't really give that feel for me. I mean, Beck's, like I said, the Beck's Pilsner and the Beck's Dark are both exceptional beers, and without a doubt. But which I must recommend. I mean, the Beck's, I mean, really good with anything seafood, fresh seafood out of the sea. And maybe this could be, but this is as watery as you get. And I'm wondering if this was their reason, a company to compete with the popularity of Michelob Ultra, which is 4%. We all know how popular that beer is, and again, and not just with Ultra, which is also made by Anheuser-Busch, but also the Miller 64 and the Bud 55. It was all we're competing with for that market. But yes, Budweiser would compete against it, even with its own. They'll compete with. So this beer kind of reminds me a little bit of that. Victoria. Victoria was never that way, in my opinion. Victoria never really had that kind of taste or kind of feel, if you will. That Victoria was good, and Amstel Light. I mean, that's also a good light beer. Old Milwaukee Light. That's at 3.9%, but it tastes like it's more. Uh, most light lagers are between that range. 3 to 4.5, or 3 to 4.3. Excuse me, maybe a two. I don't know, but this is really really light. I mean, again, I would recommend if you have, if you're gonna pair with anything with this, something, you know, something really light, good way to wash down, something spicy, some spicy foods or Asian foods, Mediterranean style, foods, German dogs, German sausage, hot sausage, want to wash this down with. But to me, I'll probably just have the Beck's Pilsner instead, the original, or something else that's probably a little more better quality. But I mean, not better quality, but something. I mean by better quality, but what I mean to say is something of that's least expensive. Um, if your palate, sort of something you're pairing with, this is very light. I'm not digging this at all, guys. I'm gonna finish this and head to bed. But this isn't. This is tough for me. 2.3. Mm. But again, here we are, 2005. Again, we all know the popularity of light beers. If you already know the history of some of the videos I've done, people want the taste of beer, but without all the carbs and calories added on, and of course, Miller Lite came on the scene, Natural Light, Schlitz Light, all those popular beers. 1982, Bud Light, um, uh, Bush came out with Keystone Light. We know came in within that time frame in the mid '80s. Bush Light in 1989, comparable to Bush. You have Miller High Life, which has been around forever. Named Miller High Life Light. All these different light beers. Again, I love light beer. I love beer, but I don't want to pack on any pounds. I just want to hang with friends and sit outside after a good workout, and after doing all these crazy things all day, and I'm just ready to kick back and pop open a cold Miller Lite. I'm hanging with my friends, but I know I'm not going to get bloated if I drink Miller High Life or drink Bud, straight up Bud. So there's your history of light beer in a cramped. But Michelob Ultra, again, what they've done with that lifestyle thing, with the running and the group of friends and the whole image, if you will, of it, really has caught on at that time when it came on the scene. And now, like I said, all these different beers, including this, trying to tap into that, lifestyle, of you the activity, staying fit, looking good, and hey, let's have a Beck's, let's have a Michelob Ultra, whatever. But uh, okay, enough rambling. Give it to the score. It is. I'm gonna give this beer a 7. Take that back. I'll give this beer a 6.5. It's not bad, but it ain't. It's not terrible, but it's not good either. So 6 seems to be okay score. So I'm sure y'all out there who've had this will say, no, you're an idiot. You don't know what the F you're talking about. It's not a 6. It should be a 10. Hey, that's just my view. But if you have another view of Beck's Premiere Light, Leave your thoughts and comments on the bottom, and please subscribe to my channel and talk about the ramblings of beer. I am Sean Anderson Pierre, the Beer Ramble, telling you to keep watching, and as always, cheers.